here we are, and this is where you gotta perform and show what you've been practicing for all this time.
It's the match that I wanted since I started in this Challenger Series.
We won the finals for a reason.
Splyce have held out, outlived, and outlasted. Cool, calm, collected as cucumbers, and they take down the Nexus.
It's the last chance, but we're gonna win, so it's not really a last chance, you know.
I think the 10 games have made us more experienced as a team, and it will definitely show.
Giants are showing immense progression in a very short amount of time.
I think that there are just some few players that know each other for 3 weeks, maybe. We are a team and we are gonna be motivated. Like, they don't really play for a reason.
I'm better than the enemy top laner, for sure.
Whirlip is the last man standing. Rocket have 5 members chasing into the base of Huma.
And I've been waiting this match for all these moments.
I think we played really good, so if we play like this or better, I think we'll win.
I think that this is not gonna be an easy win. I couldn't be more motivated.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the third and final day of the 2016 Summer Promotion Tournament. We're coming to you live from Berlin, Germany, where just one spot in the summer split remains on the line as we see the teams that are about to take to the stage. Hello and happy Easter to those celebrating today. I'm EpicSkillshot supporter, here to look at today's last chance match between Giants and Huma with the help of Martin the Fish Lunge and Splyce's Senkox and Yamato Cannon. Thank you very much for joining us, guys. Recovered after yesterday in that intense series?
Oof.
Yeah.
It was rough.
It was a long day.
It was a very, very long day. To be honest, I'm just happy we have these games at the end of the split, because like analyzing those games would be a pain in the ass.
You know, you don't have to have those games. You could also just play playoffs.
Well, then there's more games.
Yeah, that's true.
There's one of these 5 games, and then
we don't have as long as you break, you know. We just wanted the break. We lost on purpose.
Yeah. Do you feel like you've kind of escaped, or in the end you guys were very confident beforehand, you knew you were going to win, and it was just unfortunate that it went all the way to 5 games?
We were pretty confident coming into the game, and I feel like in the first game we had such a strong lead as well, but then we kind of threw it in the end. I feel like every game we played, we pretty much were ahead after 10 minutes by a 5k gold, and I think it was our games to lose, pretty much the ones we did.
Yeah.
I feel like we came into the games a bit too overconfident, because we expected... I had like the vibe from the team that we expected kind of less from Giants, but they showed up. They had some kind of these niche strategies that kind of worked out against our Azir, and I think it took us by surprise.
Well, it took you guys by surprise, but in the end it is Giants that are still here today, having to fight for that final match and that final spot in the summer split versus Huma. Let's take a look at the bracket and how everything played out here over the last couple of days. Obviously, Giants, they are in their 3rd day now in the promotion tournament, going all the way. Splyce and Rocket making it back into the LCS, and Huma, that last challenger team, standing in that final best-of-5. Whirlip said, "This is the matchup that I wanted."
Yeah.
I feel like if you qualified yesterday, that would have been what you wanted, but apparently he really wants that match versus Giants.
I mean, yeah, he really wants to play against Giants, and now it's basically you kick out Giants off the LCS if you win this match. Yesterday you wouldn't have that feeling because, you know, the team just had a second chance to play, so maybe that's why he's so happy now or he's looking forward to this game. Problem is, Giants played so many games and Huma's only played 4 games, and I feel like the games Huma played, big difference in skill level compared to Rocket. Like, Huma didn't really stand a chance. Giants at least had even games against Copenhagen Wolves and you guys, of course, yesterday.
Yeah, we heard from the casters that Giants did seem like they have improved over the promotion tournament. What was your overall impression of their level yesterday?
I feel like Giants, they improved like generally from the regular split to now with this new roster, like especially Wisdom, I feel like stepped up yesterday. And I feel like just the challenger teams this season is not as strong as the LCS teams, so...
I feel like the only thing I'm worried about when it comes to Giants, I feel like they have found like this general strategy, a way to execute a game, a way to finish a game, which is good. Like, if you are stuck in the bottom, you always need to find a way to, like a simple way to win games when you finally get those leads. And with that in mind, I feel like the big problem for me, where I've seen zero progression when it comes to Giants, is their bot lane, because they simply play only 3 supports in the shape of a Nautilus, Braum, Alistar. You can easily cut this in half, and whenever they happen to be in a standard lane, they always get shut down.
And that's again how Huma actually won yesterday. The one game they had against Rocket, where that Jhin Bard, which is a disgustingly strong 2v2 combo and they got standard lanes. And also because Huma was so bad in lane swaps and Giants didn't do well in lane swaps either, we might get a game where it's like often standard lanes, a lot about individual mechanics more than like macro play. And that's where I feel like Huma will have a better chance against Giants compared to against Rocket, who were just honestly better in every possible way. Pick and bans, macro play, whatever it was, Rocket were just a better team.
Yeah, definitely were, and that's why we have Huma and Giants here today. Let's take a look at that lineup for Giants with Smitty J, Wisdom, Xpepi, Sonstar, Hustlin, and their coach Lothar. As said, they played 10 games already. Looked better versus Flies is to be up for debate, but what were kind of the highlights? Of course, Xpepi was the MVP of that series versus the Copenhagen Wolves. How do you think he played, Senkux?
I think he played fine. Like he played mainly poke champs, and it works out for them when they play around composition that just want to group up and try and poke down and take down towers. It's like a bit of simple strategy that they had coming into the game, and like it worked out for them.
I felt like in the specific series I was a bit unfair to Senkux here because I kept putting him in counter matchups. We blind picked the Azir and Xpepi got to pick those counter picks, which he's so strong for, the Xerath and the Varus. And I feel like the only problem I saw with his Azir play was that he is kind of afraid of doing those Shurima shuffles in the mid lane that are so dangerous with the Gragas jungle.
Yeah, like especially like when you can bait so easy with a Gragas jungle, when you can actually put them from their tower to your own tower, you should abuse it more, especially in a game where I played Vel'Koz and they didn't even try once. So I feel like they should try and synergize more, like mid jungle synergy towards that, then they will be better today at least.
He should have a great game today though against Gabro, who was not a good player yesterday at all. Got completely outplayed by Betsy in every single game. Pepe's looking to do exactly the same, and he has been a big carry for Giants.
Yeah, we see Godbro right there. Not the best performance yesterday, of course. Werlip. Let's take a look at the rest of that lineup for Huma. As said, Werlip, also Rudy, Godbro, Holy Phoenix, Je suis Kaz, and Cubs. Saw him in the makeup room. He said it's Cubs, not Cubs, so there you go, Cubs. Obviously not the best showing yesterday versus Roccat for Huma. And as you mentioned it seems like some of the basics are lacking. The lane swaps, the knowledge isn't there. Picks and bans, they went for that tank composition in that game where they ended up getting knocked out by Roccat as well. As you say, Yamato, maybe they should go for simple things. And what for Huma is a easily executable plan? I
feel like the one plan should be just pray for the fact that you get standard lanes. Just hope you get standard lanes and hope Holy Phoenix and Jisu something. Support player of Huma. I'm not going to pronounce that name. I don't do French or whatever it is.
The support player of Huma?
He's support, no?
Yeah.
Je suis Kaz.
Yeah, Je suis Kaz. Yeah, sorry.
Je suis Kaz.
He's Belgian.
Okay. With that in mind, I feel like they just need to go for the standard lanes and just hope Holy Phoenix goes off once again as he did against that one game they won against Roccat.
And they will have counterpick in every single matchup here because they picked red side for their games and Giants have picked blue side for theirs. So it's 5 times blue side Giants. And whenever I see that, I'm a little bit surprised because you go into the first game and you have this one strategy in mind. If you're Giants and you're picking blue side, if everyone, you know, first pick the poppy like they did against Splice. If the other team ends up having an answer, you're stuck on that blue side now for every single game, and actually ended up hurting Giants yesterday. Huma now will have counterpick for Gapro, which I think is probably going to be needed, because he again struggled yesterday.
What about the top lane?
I feel like when you think about the mid lane matchup, though, is usually Betsy, he blind picked the mid lane. He blind picked the mid lane in the shape of Lissandra, Corki, and also the Azir in the first game. Azir was forced to be banned later on, and with that in mind, on blue side, you picked the same champion, so I don't think the blue side choice is perfect for Giants in this case.
No, there's a lot of safe mid picks, like you can pick Corki, and he's still fine in almost every matchup except for Seer, but when they ban Seer, then there's no problem to early pick Corki. And it's a champ that Betsy has shown that he's really good on, especially in laning phase. So I think Godbro is needed a counter pick. I know he used to play like a lot of niche picks in solo queue and stuff. So I think maybe they bring out something new. We will see.
Okay, the players are ready, so we'll see what happens. The teams are ready to kick off this do or die series. And as we check in with our casters, we'll hear what Werlip thinks of his former teammate.
I mean, obviously Pepe has not been the Pepe from the last split. Like some games, like he showed that maybe like, hey, this looks like the last Pepe, but no, obviously not. Like he's not playing bad, but he's not as good as he was.